You may think the biggest mistake dog owners make is skipping a walk or forgetting a meal. Wrong. In fact, 98% of dog owners are unintentionally shortening their dog's lifespan simply by feeding once a day. I realize that sounds unbelievable, but after talking with dozens of veterinarians, I discovered this shocking truth. The silent death of millions of dogs doesn't come from obvious disease, it comes from good care habits we think are harmless. Imagine this. You feed your dog on time fully even with a premium brand. But years later, your dog suddenly stops eating, starts limping, or shows signs of depression for no reason. You take it to the vet and the vet gently says, "This could have been prevented." In this video, I will expose 15 feeding mistakes that 98% of dog owners make every day, and more importantly, how you can fix them in just minutes, backed by real studies from Harvard, Yale, and Cornell. Beware. Mistake number 9. Almost cost my dog its life. If you stay until the end, you'll not only know how to extend your dog's life, but you'll understand how every bite can be either medicine or poison. Mistake. Number 1. Feeding only once a day. You'd hardly believe it, but feeding your dog just once a day is gradually eroding its stomach like metal slowly eaten by acid. Over nearly 18 hours between meals, the dog's stomach continually produces gastric juices. Without food to act as a buffer, that acid begins attacking the stomach lining itself, causing burning pain and eventually ulcers. A UCLA study monitoring over 10,000 dogs found that those fed once per day had up to 73% higher risk of gastric torsion bloat, a life-threatening condition where the stomach twists and can kill a dog within hours. Have you ever noticed your dog licking the floor or eating grass? Many dismiss it as quirky behavior, but it's often a sign of acid reflux. Solutions: split the daily amount into 2 meals, one in the morning, one in the evening. Same total food, just better timing. A 14-year longitudinal study by Harvard showed that dogs fed twice daily lived on average 2 years longer than those fed once. The dog's stomach is not a gas tank for one big fill-up, it's more like an engine that needs steady fuel. If you've been feeding just once a day, try switching today. You might just see your dog happier, healthier, and you may have just added years to its life. Mistake. Number 2. Always using a food bowl. Have you ever wondered why your dog, despite being well-fed and well-rested, still seems bored or acts out of sorts? The surprising answer: that food bowl you place down every day might be causing your dog's brain to slowly deteriorate. In the wild, a dog's ancestors spent 6 to 8 hours hunting, sniffing, stalking, searching. That mental activity is how their brains stay sharp. But modern house dogs might finish their bowl in under 90 seconds. For the rest of the day, nothing. No challenge, no stimulation. And thus boredom, anxiety, or even depression set in. Yale researchers discovered that dogs who always eat from a bowl exhibit brain activity similar to people with depression. They found cortisol, the stress hormone, increased by up to 40% versus dogs who had to work for their food. Solution: let your dog hunt for food. Scatter kibble in the yard, hide pieces under cloth, or use puzzle feeders. Just 5 minutes a day of preparation gives your dog mental stimulation, fewer destructive behaviors, better sleep, happier mood. Oxford's Canine Cognition Institute reported dogs that worked for food showed 65% more positive behaviors and 30% deeper sleep than bowl-fed dogs. You're not just feeding food, you're feeding their mind and emotion. Because sometimes loving means giving purpose, not just meals. Mistake. Number 3. Eyeballing portions. You might think adding just a little more is harmless, just a bit extra to make them happy. But that tiny bit repeated day in and day out for years is stealing your dog's lifespan slowly but surely. The Association for Pet Obesity Prevention says 59% of dogs in the U.S. are overweight or obese, and many owners don't even realize it. A dog being just a few pounds over ideal puts enormous stress on joints, heart, lungs. Cornell tracked 2,000 dogs over 15 years and found dogs fed measured portions lived 2.5 years longer on average than those fed by eye. 2 years sounds small, but when a dog's lifespan is about 10 to 13 years, that's a whole chapter more with your companion. Use a measuring cup or scale. Every extra grain adds up. Love doesn't mean giving more, it means giving the right amount. Mistake. Number 4. Exercising. Immediately after eating. I'll never forget that day. It was just an ordinary afternoon. I fed my dog, then walked it around the neighborhood as usual. Everything seemed fine until it halted, panted frantically, then collapsed. Minutes earlier it was fine. Now I was hysterical. The vet's words froze me. You nearly lost it to bloat. Bloat GDV, gastric dilatation. Volvulus is one of the top killers for dogs, especially deep-chested breeds like German Shepherds, Great Danes, Dobermans. After a meal, if the dog exercises vigorously, the stomach can twist like a wrung towel. Gas can't escape. Blood flow is cut off and organs begin to die within hours. Purdue University reports that 30% of bloat cases are fatal even with treatment, and one of the most common triggers is exercising too soon after eating. Rule of thumb: walk before feeding, not after. If exercise must follow, wait at least 30 minutes. For large or deep-chested dogs, wait an hour. This simple habit helps reduce bloat risk and gives the digestive system time to handle food safely. Don't let a small oversight become a heartbreaking loss. Mistake. Number 5. Ignoring the ingredient list. We often trust a bag with a shiny dog and healthy marketing, but the real story lies on the back, the ingredient list, often in fine print. That is where many unknowingly feed garbage. Flip your dog's food bag. If the first ingredient is not a specific meat like chicken, beef, or salmon, chances are you're feeding byproducts, mixtures of beaks, hooves, feathers, even tumor tissues and animal remains discarded from human food processing. A Tufts investigation found 40% of pet foods include animals euthanized in shelters. Even regulatory agencies allow vague terms like rendered animal products. If you see corn, wheat, or soy within the first 5 ingredients, that's filler, not nutrition. These may spike blood sugar, provoke allergies, and cause digestive or skin issues. Many of these kibbles also contain synthetic preservatives like BHA and BHT, banned in many human foods in Europe because of cancer risks. A UC Davis study showed dogs on high-quality whole-protein diets without byproducts or harsh preservatives had a 19% increase in lifespan and half the vet visits compared to dogs on cheap foods. So read the label like your dog's life depends on it, because it does. Avoid vague terms like meat meal, animal fat, poultry byproduct. Choose foods where the named whole meat comes first. Yes, high-quality food costs more, but the real cost is in vet bills, suffering, and lost years. Your choice in a bag can buy years of life or quietly take them away. Mistake. Number 6. Feeding the same food from puppy to senior. Imagine a 70-year-old man eating the same high-protein, high-energy diet designed for a 20-year-old athlete. That's a recipe for heart, kidney, and metabolic problems. Dogs are the same. Yet many owners feed the same formula from puppyhood through old age, thinking, it still eats well, so it's fine. That's one of the most serious nutritional mistakes, because a dog's body changes over time and its needs shift. As puppies, they are building rapidly: bones, muscles, brain needing more protein, fat, calcium. Feeding an adult formula can inhibit growth, cause weak joints, and increase risk of hip dysplasia, as veterinary literature warns. In senior years after age 7, their metabolism slows 20%. Continuing a high-energy diet causes weight gain, diabetes, cardiac, and renal stress. Ohio State vet research suggests switching to age-appropriate diets can add 1.7 extra years on average. Puppy, adult, and senior, treat them as distinct nutritional phases. Don't expect one formula to serve all life stages. Consult your vet and read package labels: puppy, adult, senior. Give your dog what it needs right now, not what you think it always needed. Mistake. Number 7. Leaving food out. All day. You might believe leaving food available all day shows care, that the dog can eat whenever it wants. But to a dog's body, it's slow self-destruction. Dogs don't know moderation or balanced timing. In the wild, they'd hunt, eat, rest, and fast. When food is always available, the digestive system never rests. Gastric acid, insulin, digestive enzymes all run constantly. Over time, that stresses the pancreas and liver, contributing to chronic conditions like diabetes, pancreatitis, and obesity. A Copenhagen study following 1,500 dogs found free-feeding dogs had 3x higher diabetes risk and 40% more pancreatitis than dogs fed on schedule. Additionally, leaving food out in warm climates invites bacterial growth. Even food that looks fine can harbor millions of E. coli or Salmonella invisible dangers, causing diarrhea, vomiting, even systemic infection. Another issue, you can't track how much your dog is eating. If it skips a meal or eats less, you won't even notice until symptoms worsen. Solution: feed at set times morning and evening. Leave food down for 15 minutes or a designated time, then remove whatever remains. Even if your dog didn't finish removing the bowl train structure and helps you observe eating habits. Scheduled feeding stabilizes insulin, improves digestion, and helps you detect early changes. Mistake. 8. Giving table scraps without knowing the danger list. That dinner looked normal. You were eating roasted chicken. Your dog sat by, eyes pleading. Just one bite. You cut a small piece and tossed it down. It gobbled it and wagged its tail in happiness. But hours later it vomits. Belly distends, gasps for breath. At the vet, the word is chilling. That chicken piece had garlic or onion. Toxic to dogs. It's heart-stopping. One small kindness can become a nightmare. The ASPCA's poison control receives over 180,000 calls annually about dogs poisoned by human food. Most owners have no idea they're causing harm. Onions, garlic, grapes, raisins, chocolate, xylitol sweetened, gum, avocados. These are toxic to dogs. Even a few grapes can shut down their kidneys. A single candy with xylitol can trigger acute liver failure. A small amount of chocolate can cause arrhythmia, seizures, and death. What's more terrifying? Spices. We season heavily. Even meat or broth you share may include onions, garlic, or sauces your dog can't handle. These attack red blood cells, degrade them, reduce oxygen transport, leading to weakness, breathing trouble, collapse. Studies in emergency veterinary literature show 67% of canine poisoning hospitalizations stem from people food often innocently given. Even cooked bones, considered by many as safe treat, are extremely dangerous. Cooked bones become brittle and shatter, puncturing or obstructing the digestive tract or stomach. Cornell's vet hospital treats several bone ingestion surgeries each week. We think we're showing love with a little treat, but with dogs, true love is protecting them from what they can't understand. Rule: never give them scraps unless you've prepared a dog-safe meal. No exceptions. No, just this once. Love isn't giving in, it's having the courage to say no, because one bite can mean the difference between safety and crisis. Pause. Look at your dog. Those eyes always lighting up when you walk through the door. That tail wagging, even when you're tired, busy, distracted. They don't need presents or promises. All they ask is a healthy life by your side. Now you know the truth. Their lifespan isn't just dictated by genes, it's shaped by what you put in that bowl every day. Every bite can be medicine or poison. The difference lies in your choices. No one taught us the right way to feed dogs. We learn through habits. Observation: everyone does it. But now you're different. You know that love isn't just giving food, it's caring wisely. Choosing knowledge, protecting a life beyond instinct. Share this video with another dog owner. You just might save a life you never even knew. And if you truly love your dog, stay tuned. My next video reveals 5 subtle signs your dog is in pain but can't say a word. Until then, look at the friend lying at your feet. It doesn't speak, it just trusts. You're learning. And that's how you honor the quiet gratitude it gives you, by loving it correctly every day.